Oh, hey, y'all. It's Jandel Crutchfield, the public education trustee, and you know it, it's time to stand up for public education. So I'm here today to talk about this little question. Why do we care about public schools anyway? What's the big deal? Why do we need them? Well, I'm happy to tell you about the miracle of public education. And I'm going to use a few nursery rhymes to help. So imagine we have little Sally Walker over here sitting in her saucer, and she lives in a neighborhood and she's ready to go to school, first grade. And she has a dyslexia diagnosis. She's going to show up and enroll in a public school. You got Tiny Tim over here, who is a student who has parents who immigrated from another country to the United States. He's going to show up and enroll in the public school with little Sally Walker. Then you got Georgie Porgy. You know, Georgie Porgy kind of has some behavior issues, messing with girls in the past. And so he's going to show up even with his kind of disciplined behavior history to public school with little Sally Walker and Tiny Tim and enroll. And then you have Miss Mary Mack. We know she has good fashion, and she's also going to show up to first grade and, doing well. Family is pretty well off, and she's just a great student. They're all going to show up to public school and be able to enroll. And as long as they can demonstrate that they actually live in the district where the schools are located, they can enroll, no strings attached. And so that is a miracle. Think about having a business where you don't get to hire your employees, where whoever shows up to your door, that's who you're going to hire no matter what. And you think that you're going to have a successful business. That's not typically how it works because most other industries have selection, whether it's employees or vendors, right? You have a choice. The miracle of public schools is that we don't choose who steps up to our doors. We provide education for all. That's a big difference from private schools. Private schools provide great education, but there's not enough spots to educate every single student. So that's already a limit. Private schools do get to select. There's an application process where, hey, we may not be able to provide special education services to little Sally Walker for her dyslexia diagnosis. That behavior issue that Georgie Porgy had, don't really necessarily want to enroll him in our school. So there's no option for him. So also people who may not have the financial means to enroll in a private school to pay, right? So public schools, again, accept students that come and do the very best to educate them. Our charter schools are public as well. But again, have a limited number of seats. Sometimes there's a lottery for those schools. And so everybody can't just show up and go. That's a big difference and what I call the miracle of public education, that we have to do the best we can for whoever shows up for us. There's really not another institution that you can give an example of that does that same miracle. So that's one of the reasons I want to stand up for public education. That's why we need public education. And we should be able to support and voice support for schools that are doing so much for everybody in our community. So that's today's video. Take care, y'all.